Three countries, one defense pact. But for Pakistan, the bigger question is what exactly do we gain from it? Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Türkiye have now joined hands under the Makkah Joint Defence Agreement signed in Makkah on August 7th. And the key clause is simple: an armed attack on one country will be regarded as an attack on three. So, what's in it for Pakistan? First, stronger deterrence. Pakistan is now a part of a framework linking its security with Saudi Arabia and Turkey, two strategically important partners. The idea is that a potential aggressor has to consider the wider consequences of an attack. Second, deeper defense cooperation. The agreement calls for enhanced cooperation across defense, building on years of military ties, training, and exercising between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia, while Turkey brings its NATO experience and advanced defense industry. Third, greater strategic and diplomatic weight. Pakistan is no longer discussing security only through its South Asian lens. The agreement is officially described as defensive and aimed at collective security and regional stability. For Pakistan, the real benefit will depend on how this partnership is implemented. But strategically, one message is already clear. Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, and Turkey are choosing to stand closer together when it comes to their security.
What happens when the buses that carry thousands of Lahoris every day run out of fuel? Lahore's Metrobus service could come to a standstill from the 11th of August as its operator warns it can no longer afford to keep the buses running without the uninterrupted fuel supplies. The warning comes from Veda, the private company operating Lahore's 27-kilometer Metrobus route between Gujumata and Shahadra. In a final notice to the Punjab Mass Transit Authority, Veda says its financial resources have been exhausted and it can no longer continue operations using its own fund. The company has linked the crisis to the rising fuel cost and the long-running dispute over who should bear the additional fuel expense. The dispute has now reached the courts. A July 29 clarification reportedly directed the Punjab Mass Transit Authority to implement an earlier order requiring it to provide fuel from its own sources. But the PMA says it has challenged the order and cannot take a final decision without the government approval. And this is where the situation gets actually critical. Veda has warned that unless uninterrupted fuel is provided, all Lahore Metrobus operations will be suspended from August 11th. But there is a possible lifeline for commuters. The PMA says it has already arranged some buses from outside existing operation in an attempt to keep the service running, although officials acknowledge that there could be difficulties from August 11th. So for thousands of daily commuters, tomorrow could bring disruption. But a complete shutdown is not yet guaranteed. The real issue is no longer simply the price of a litre of diesel, it is now the question of who will pay the rising cost of keeping the Lahore's public transport moving.